Hi, I'm Michael Lasky, and this is a Passion Profits training video. This video is going to cover recognizing the opportunity. Recognizing the opportunity of $1 million website. A website, a blog. You've heard blog before. It's just a weblog, which is just a posting, a periodical posting of information, like a magazine. Or even a newspaper, even radio stations, even TV stations. These are properties that produce content and drive traffic. The traffic arrives and therefore they can be monetized by different mechanisms, different revenue streams, either selling a product or getting a commission for referring a service. Anyway, we won't get too far into that. But what I do want you to understand is how this website, this simple website called gardenrant.com, it's just about gardening, sold for $1.3 million just recently. And that's not an anomaly. That happens all the time. You can see here on a good website called Income Diary about how to make money online as well. I suggest you check that out. He has an article here about $1 million websites. Garden Rant sold for $1.3 million in 2007. That's 3 years ago. And I've been studying these sales for a long time, and there's just tons of them, tons of them. You can see there's, $8 million, $10 million, $12 million. Okay, so that's pie in the sky kind of big picture what ifs, what could a website be worth, right? But the truth is they're worth all kinds of things, and they get all kinds of values, and they build value very quickly. Flippa is a website for buying and selling websites. If I click on buy websites here, it'll show me a list of just sold websites. And under just sold websites, I can see all the ones that are in green because they sold, and I can sort by the current price. And I'm going to sort by the current price, and it's going to give me a little arrow like that showing it sorting down. So here's a website that sold for $300,000, one for 141, and all the way down to 20,000, 10,000. There's 5 pages of this. There's 129 of these. But here's a website, for example, that sold for $10,000 that is just a niche site. Actually, it sold for $15,000. It's an established, unique technology news site. What does news mean? It just means information. It's a blog. It's a content website. And that website sold for $15,000, and the website was launched in 2009. And if we can click through and just have a look at the site, we can see it's just a very simple website. It has content, it has categories, not much to it. Writing content, writing content, writing content. In fact, I made a list of these sales. This is my list of sales. Now this is a big pile of crazy, but if we look at this column in the middle here, sale price, I'm sorting down. And the top one here, look at that. There's a couple of these that I'm still tracking. Bids are still open. Look at $150 million for Huffington Post. Well, that's massive, right? Look at all these in the 30 millions, in the tens of millions. Look at all these in the several millions. And look at all these in the 15,000s. Like, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. So why bother? Of course, there's the money, and the money seems compelling itself. I mean, not only these websites have value, but they also have cash flow. And the amount of value that the website has is depending on how much cash flow or revenue that the website's doing. They have expenses as well, and so this income is a figure that's just a result of the revenue minus expenses. But isn't that something? Like a lot of these sites, maybe not the $20 million ones, but these $10,000 ones, they can be doing this income, this revenue, with almost no expenses. It's pure profit, and it's almost always on autopilot. So if that wasn't enough reason to get you excited, what other reasons would you have for wanting to make a content website? First of all, there's taxes. Nobody likes to talk about taxes, but imagine you spent $10,000 a year gardening. That's lost. It's lost expenditure. It's a disposable income. It's discretionary income. You spend it on gardening and it's gone. But if you have a website that has the potential to generate income, and that's key in the eyes of the IRS and the CRA in Canada and America, is if it has a potential to earn income, It's now a tax deductible business. So all your expenditures are now expenses and are tax deductible. So if you were spending $10,000 a year on gardening, you now have officially put $3,000 roughly on average into your pocket in tax savings of the very first upcoming year. That's real money today, immediately, and all you need to do is launch a website and get started down the process. Tax savings begin immediately, not when your website's fully formed or whatever. It doesn't even have to be making money, it just needs the potential to. Now here's a little chart. Where does the money go? It's based on the U.S. consumer unit of expenditures. So a consumer unit is just a family, and they say their income before taxes is roughly $63,000. Well, it breaks down into all kinds of things like reading, 118 bucks. Transportation, there's segments of transportation that you could create websites on, like maybe test driving or reviewing new vehicles once a month. You could have a new vehicle once a month and write it all off. You could have a home entertainment or a home refurnishing or home furnishing website, or green appliances, and all these housing costs start to get tax deductible. Miscellaneous healthcare website, 2,800. Personal care and healthcare, that's a big one. Imagine having your gym membership, which should be tax deductible because you're preventing illness by being healthy. It's crazy that it's not, but if you spent $2,000 a year on your gym membership, tax deductible. All your clothes, $2,000, could be tax deductible. Alcoholic beverages, food, you can have a food review site, you have a cooking site. All those things are now subject to tax deductions. Entertainment as well. Whatever that $3,000 is can be saved. What's more, imagine if you have a small business already, or your wife or your brother does. The process of setting up this site for yourself is the exact same process I used to set up hundreds and thousands of sites for clients that I sold for $3,000. These are business to business sales. So I was a business selling to a business, and websites are valued at around $3,000 for entry level. So at the end of this, you're going to know how to do that. And what does that mean? Well, you just save $3,000 in the cost of setting up your website for your business or for any of your friends or family, because you will have all the tools and techniques to build a website lickety-split in just this flick of an eye, and it won't cost any extra money. It's a big secret. Hosting is pretty cheap. You can actually have your own website development company. You could charge other people to host their sites. Now, let's not get too far down that path, but just know you can do it. This really is a business in a box in more than one way. Now, Passion Profits is my alpha private preview. We're in alpha, and the design and the website, it's all kind of broken, and that's just the way it is. You can see here there's some code that I'm being shown to help me see what template I'm using. This header and the design is old. The new one looks like this, starting to come along. All the places that the content is laid out and distributed is all being built. And the reason why I'm opening up for a preview is because I need to be able to test and see what's working, what are people needing, what's missing. And you got a bit of that overview in the welcome video, so I won't go too far into that. But I do want you to know that all the training and all the tools and all the resources are here. It's step by step. It's website by numbers, it's business by numbers, it's wealth by numbers, it's life-changing by numbers. This is life-changing information. If you could have 50 grand a year coming in passively into your income, what would that mean for you? So I hope that's got you excited about the Passion Profits Alpha testing private preview. Check back on the welcome video if you didn't see that, because there is some details about the requirements, the tuition you need to pay to be in this class. First of all, it's invite only. If you stumbled across here, consider yourself invited. You saw your way to get here. That means you are meant to be here. But there is no tuition. It doesn't cost anything. I'd ask you to use my affiliate links so that I can get some kickback and help offset some of my expenses. But I also require you to move through these different lock steps so that you're coming along with the class. If you fail to stay up with the class, you'll actually be left behind. Check out the video, the welcome video, to make sure that you have all that information. I'm Michael Lasky, and this was Recognizing the Opportunity, Passion Profits.